Can you just let me finish?
Okay, well, I thought I had, but go ahead.
Okay, y'all, let's take turns and let each other finish.
Welcome to Let Me Finish, the podcast where three minds give their unfiltered and sometimes unpopular opinions on all the craziness going on in our lives and in this world. We're your hosts, Jillian,
Janice.
And Michael.
Settle in and let's take a deep dive.
Welcome back to another episode of Let Me Finish. Yeah. Fun. Okay, so I'm your host, Janice.
I'm Jillian.
And I'm Michael.
Okay, guys, we're just going to jump right in, get started with how our weeks went. I'll just go first for continuity purposes. And so my week was pretty chill. Like, I just went through my normal work week. I am on this new grocery thing, so now instead of buying food every day, I'm trying to like cook, pack my lunch,
Meal prep.
I don't know about meal prep, but I am bringing my lunch and eating more at home.
Good for you.
Yeah, so I think because it's getting a little crazy there.
It's
That Target pickup?
Yes. And so Jillian has been doing Target pickup for some time. And so I was like, let me try Target pickup because I like to get all my groceries from Target. Mm-hmm. And I think it's because a lot of people are like, why Target? It's so expensive. I'm like, I guess because I don't buy as much groceries.
Yeah.
And it's just for one person.
Right.
It's not as, I don't know. I like Target stuff better.
Yeah.
I like the quality of it better.
If it's not that bad if you do I like their Target brand stuff. So there's Favorite Day and there's Good and Gather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll do those.
Which I like those two Target brands, which they're comparable to their quote unquote knockoffs of what they're trying to imitate. So
right.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I love it. And so yeah, that's pretty much I've been packing my lunch. It's been a really cute little thing. But other than that, no, we had a pretty chill. I had a chill week at work. Well, chill, hectic, but chill as it can be there. And then that's pretty much it. That was my week. Now this week is Coachella. So, and that's like one of my bucket list things to do. Like, I guess this weekend was Coachella. How long is Coachella? Do you know?
It's several days. I don't know how many.
It's like
a
one or two weekends.
1 or 2 weekends. So does it go on during the week?
I don't think so.
I'm not sure. I think
I
think it's like 4 days.
Like Thursday through
I think
Sunday.
it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I think they do it for 2 weekends.
That's correct.
Oh, okay. So either way, that's like part of my bucket list to like go to Coachella. So I've been like looking at everybody's like Coachella outfits and who's headlining. One of the guys from Vanderpump Rules, which is like one of my favorite shows. Mm-hmm. He actually headlined one of the shows at Neon Festival.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was a big deal. Shout out to James Kennedy. Boop, boop. So that was pretty much it. I mean, and now I don't know. Okay, so the thing about it is, so then I read something else. So this week, I just been reading about JoJo Siwa, and she's just somebody that I keep seeing come up, and she just irks me. Yeah, I don't know, and I feel like she has an overall good intention. But everything she does, I'm like, why are you so over the top? Why are you doing so much? Like, and then she is she non-binary or does she
I don't actually.
I
think she's non-binary.
So she's non-binary, and like it's like okay, live in your moment and live in who you are, but it's like you're going like it's like your only part of your identity now is the fact that you're non-binary or you're different or you're gonna change the face of gay pop culture, and I'm just like, do you have anything else that you want to talk about yourself, or is it just the fact that you're non-binary? Like, she's just annoying to me.
Me too.
Yeah.
She gives me Demi Lovato vibes, which Demi bothers me too.
Yeah, I think she's just trying to rebrand from a child star to an adult
and I think
star.
It's hard for them to do that.
I think she's just trying to find her identity and trying to make that transition, which not everyone can make that transition. So I think
I should give her more grace.
Yeah. I think she'll find her way. She's in her early 20s, so
I think she's 20 years old.
Yeah,
she's
just starting out. Shit, I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm old as I'm twice her age, and I'm still trying to figure out shit. So
yeah, but you're not obnoxious like she is.
She's obnoxious, and I think she's just like, and I feel like that's like her only identifier for herself right now. But I guess because she's 20 and you don't know who you are, I guess.
If Elisa Frankfolder could come to life, it would be JoJo.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's not a good thing.
But it's not a good thing.
But
the
I did
crazy
love
part
Lisa
is I
Frank.
used to love Lisa Frank.
I mean, I love Lisa Frank, but I don't want her to come to life.
That's true.
I want to stay on the paper.
Okay.
Be a fantasy world.
The thing about JoJo is that she knows she's like palatable. People want to see what she's doing because she's so obnoxious. People love train wrecks. We all love a good train wreck.
Yeah, need rubbernecking and
Yes.
love to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
She's a train wreck.
A bit of a train wreck because it just changes. Like the other day, she was dressed up as like a member of Kiss.
Yes.
But then
And
she didn't
even
know
know
who
the
Kiss
reference was when they brought
so
it up.
then it was confusing.
She
I'm
was like,
where
"What's
did
that?"
you feel like you got that look from? I don't like.
I think she thought she
Where
made
did
it
you
up.
get that look from?
She didn't know.
I think she literally thought
She
she
couldn't
invented
have
it.
thought that she made that up. That look is
Iconic.
iconic.
No,
Not for her.
I do believe it because there was plenty of kids because she's
I
really
guess
young.
The Gen Z's and
Yeah.
They're
was
be
it
like, "What do you mean you don't know so and so?" And they're
They
be
have
like,
another name.
I don't know what that is." And Kiss is from the '80s, so
Yeah.
I can see her not knowing.
They have like a new millennial, like the ones that are kids. So I guess so. Because even Gen Z, like some things, they'll be like, they don't even know like a toaster is. So
Yeah.
What do you mean?
like I think it was somebody that told me they had to like show their kid how to use like a toaster oven or something. They didn't know what it was.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's things that just go out of style. Like
They don't know how to mail a letter.
Like JoJo.
they really don't know.
They don't know how
mail
to.
it.
They don't know how to adjust a letter.
They can't write it cursive.
No.
It's just weird.
They don't know who Pamela Anderson is, who was once a huge iconic star. At one point.
For her big
Yeah.
breast.
Yeah.
For her ginormous boobs.
Well, she's not exactly a cultural icon.
Oh,
so.
she's absolutely a cultural icon.
I do think she's a
100%.
cultural icon.
I
she
think her
represents-
show was definitely a cultural.
No, Pamela Anderson
Okay,
is
so
pop
if
culture.
so if her show was cultural icon, she was the face of that show.
She is the face of that show.
She is the face of
How
that
many
show.
seasons was she on that show?
The whole series.
I don't
No.
think the whole series.
She was not.
But either way, doesn't matter how many.
It's all about her.
Series
Who cares
she
about
was
anyone
on.
else?
If you talk about Baywatch,
you think of
talk
Pamela
about
Anderson,
Pamela Anderson
and them titties.
Period.
Yeah,
Period.
I mean, I think so, but I think even like
Period.
Gen
Point
Z, some younger millennials, Gen Alpha, they don't Baywatch. What the fuck is Baywatch?
Well, that's irrelevant.
Well,
the point
of
is she's a
course.
cultural icon.
But it's just like saying like Marvin Gaye.
Yes,
that he's a
exactly.
culture icon. I didn't grow up with him at all,
doesn't
but I
mean
knew
you
who
don't
he was.
appreciate him. Yeah.
Yeah,
You pay homage to people.
Yeah, Elvis. Like
Yes.
we didn't grow up anywhere near him, but
Yeah.
yeah, I would consider that a cultural icon. I mean, his influential.
okay,
Yeah.
throughout.
TV culture icon.
Michael
What is
Jackson
it?
is someone who has influenced
Who's the guy
not
with
only
the
his
little-
own generation but other.
What's the guy with the
Charlie
little-
Chaplin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't know. I didn't watch any of his stuff. I know who he is though.
What you guys need to know is that Jillian or Janice was making a mustache face.
I was like, that guy with the.
There's more than one with that mustache, but
but I know that
about.
mustache signifies him.
And Nazis. Both.
Yeah, that's
He
what I was-
wasn't anywhere near like.
No, he wasn't a Nazi.
No, I'm
no,
just
but
saying that
he
that
was stylish.
mustache has been worn by more than one person. That's been
Yeah.
Oh my god! Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe she's like, Avita's it, asshole.
Zikyle. Yeah.
oh my
Horrible. She put a little mustache on her mouth. It's horrible, but it's funny. Avita's it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, all right.
It was on Bridesmaids. If you come and have somebody come after them. Okay, but yeah. So anyways, yeah, like, I guess I don't know. I associate her. I'm sure at some point she's going to be at Coachella. I'm sure she's probably at Coachella. I don't know. Is she like, how famous is she?
Not. She's very like niche audience. I mean,
Yeah, like
she's
dance
popular
moms.
with dance moms crowds.
Oh,
And I'm not a dance mom crowd, but I'm gay and I know who she is.
I know
Because-
of her, but I don't know much about her. But I know a lot of things I see her do are annoying to me.
She's the equivalent of like a meme queen. She's like, think of a meme queen. I can't think of any now. The woman, I mean, Abby Lee Miller or whatever her name is.
What do you mean a meme queen? Like somebody's been on memes a lot?
Someone who's like constantly in GIFs. Like someone who's like that, like, you know how people constantly, and I can't stand when someone sends me an Office GIF because I'm like, are you still fucking using the Office?
I've never seen The Office.
Yeah, no.
I don't get it.
That's so funny because I just sent one the other day,
Michael,
Michael.
don't give me that face.
I've never seen it
I've
either.
never seen The Office.
Anyways, but somebody, so I just sent that out to somebody the other
Pinky
day.
drop off the floor.
It's so funny because you just said it's like people sending the Office gifts. I just sent one like Thursday, and it was when the guy's talking about, can I fire them? He goes, not without cause, Michael. And he goes, I do have cause. It's because I don't like them. And I was like, for real.
You've never seen it?
I've seen episodes. I've never sat and watched the whole thing.
It's actually a really, really smart show. But
remember, I don't watch sitcoms.
Oh, that's right. I'm a sitcom
For
fanatic.
you, for a sitcom to catch my attention, it has to be top tier. Like I said,
Office is top tier from what I hear.
Office is top tier. It's
For
one of
me,
From what I hear when it comes to sitcoms, like
Yes.
Office is like creme de la creme.
Absolutely. Yeah.
and right now the
Besides
only
Friends,
sitcom
and
I'm
you don't like
watching
that.
I don't like
is
Friends. But yes, Friends is iconic. It's absolutely iconic.
Big Bang Theory. You don't like
I
that?
hate that show. I
Iconic
don't,
as well.
I just think
Longest
Friends.
standing.
it's one of those things
Sitcom.
where I see it on like reruns, so I'll watch. I mean, it's funny, but my thing right now is Abbott Elementary, so that show is hilarious.
I
It
want
is
to
a-
watch that.
I won't watch that show
Why?
Oh, that was very.
because I went to school with the guy the redhead gay one. I went to SUNY Purchase with him. We used to be friends. The gay one, the main one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't like him?
No, it's not that I don't like him. It's just I'm a little bitter.
Oh, you're
Okay.
Okay.
Because you went to the same school and you're like,
Yeah,
why
we did
am
scenes
I not?
together. Yeah, we did. I mean, like I did scenes with him. He's a good guy. He's a sweetheart. But
I thought he did something to you. Oh, no, you just like, fuck his success.
no, it's just he's been in a lot of like he was on Broadway right after drama school. Like he's the most successful one out of our grade, out of our year.
Wasn't Zoe Kravitz in your
Yes,
grade?
she was.
So she's definitely
She's more successful, but she was also only there for a year. I mean, she was there for a year. Chris was there for the full years. He's a sweetheart. I'm not saying anything bad about him.
I'm just like, oh my gosh, I really love Ellen. But I
just
love
won't-
Quinta Brunson, so she's just
Now I'm
hilarious.
like, let me look it up.
She's an amazing
Chris
writer.
Perfetti, he's the redhead on the show. He's the gay one.
Redhead? I thought he was a blonde.
No, he's redhead.
His red? Oh.
Yeah, he's actually Italian, which is ironic for a redhead.
Oh.
But yeah, no, he's a cutie. I like
Oh,
him.
wow, he is a cutie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's very.
Is he gay in real life?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I just watched the show. I don't really.
Yes, he is. He is
okay.
gay. Let's
Okay.
just
Like
say
as
that.
gay as they can come. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I just really like I said, when it comes to sitcoms, the only sitcom I really watch right now is Abbott Elementary. I don't watch any other sitcoms.
Yeah, you'd think I'd watch it for like being supportive as a friend, but I'm like, nah, it's gonna upset me.
Oh,
You know?
I get that.
It's hilarious,
I totally
though.
actually get that.
But
so.
my favorite character
I'm
on the
not
show
even
is Ava. So
I can't even
the lady who plays the principal.
strike you down because.
Oh, the one, the principal. She's funny.
Hilarious.
And you know, it's refreshing for you to be straight up and be like, "Listen, I don't
It is what it is.
want to see it.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like, fuck it.
Look.
You got somewhere I wanted to be, and right now I don't want to see it."
Yeah, it's just not gonna do anything for me. Like, and people tell me, "Oh my god, you would love Abbott Elementary. You used to be a teacher." And I'm like, "But you don't understand. I used to be an actor." that's
You
more
still
who I.
are.
You
I
still are.
Yeah.
At heart.
Yes, at heart. I don't do it anymore, but it's still who I am. So there's a part of me that's like, I have friends like my friend Andy Bean. He was in It Too. He was in that show Power. Like he's been in a lot of shows. Yeah, Andy Bean. If you look him up.
Wow, Michael. So
Yeah, Carter
you just-
Hudson. He was the lead on Snowfall. If you ever watched that, he was literally the lead. Carter Hudson. Yeah. I used to live with Jason Ralph, who was the lead of The Magicians. I used to live. We were roommates. He and I.
So you're like,
Jason Ralph on The Magicians. Yeah.
that's how it is with
Andy
the
Bean?
industry.
Andy
You just
Bean,
never
Jason
know.
Ralph. No, you never know.
You never know who's just gonna
I know a lot
make
of-
it.
Get the hell out.
Yeah, we were friends.
For real.
Yes, I have his cell phone number.
I think
my
you're okay. It's a sore subject for Michael. Like,
Six
Let's not
degrees of
lean in.
separation.
Again, I
Oh my
went to
God.
school with
Let's not
Zoe.
lean
I
into
went to
this.
school with Zoe Kravitz. I used to have her number back in the day, but I don't have her number anymore.
I was like, can we get an invitation to her and Chad's wedding?
So, yeah.
Yes, Andy Bean. Yes, that's him.
She doesn't watch Power, but I do. I'm like,
He was in It
oh my
Too.
God.
Yeah.
He was. Didn't he die early in
Yes,
the
he died.
Yeah,
He played Stanley.
Yeah, he was.
died early.
He was like, I know Chris
So-
Brown. I would freak out.
So just so we know, Stacey, he plays Greg in Power, and so Stacey knows. So she listens. So it'll be like,
Yeah.
Stacey,
He
shout
knows-
out.
He knows Greg from Power. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I don't just know him. I used to, like, I've had dinner at his house multiple times. Like, it's not like I know of him. Like, we're friends. Like,
Yeah.
I've been to his house in LA. Like, I used to go over there. I know his wife.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like, I went to school with these people.
Nice.
I've heard him fart.
These people.
He's farted in front of me. Like, you
God. That's like way past friendship, actually.
Look up Jason Ralph. If you
Like,
look
I
up
don't need
Jason
you farted in
Ralph,
front of me.
Okay.
he was on The Magicians. He was the lead of that show. He was my roommate. We lived together for 2 years in New York.
Jason Ralph. Oh,
Yeah.
you were in New York too?
Yeah, I went to school there. I went to SUNY Purchase. It was a conservatory, drama, a BFA.
I told you about
Yeah,
Jillian knew that.
Jason what?
Ralph, RALPH.
Because it was like, it's literally like
it's like
a Juilliard.
Yeah, it's like a poor
Another
man's
Juilliard.
Poor man's Juilliard. Yeah,
a poor man's Juilliard. Oh, gosh. I always said it was on the same level, but here's
It is.
Michael.
No, it's just like it's like
I always been like, my friend went to Purchase.
Yeah.
It's just like
It's a
pretty
great
much like
school.
Juilliard.
No, it is a great school.
So, I don't really know this actor. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, he's from The Magicians. He was on Broadway multiple times. Peter and the Starcatcher.
These are
Seagull.
all the people that were successful.
Yeah. I'm just listing them. No,
Like,
it's because it's funny to me because when I tell people like my friend Andrew, well, my ex,
It's timing.
It's timing.
Yeah.
But my ex was obsessed with him, and before he knew that I was friends with him, and he was like, "You're friends with Jason Ralph?" I was like, "Yeah, I fucking live with him. He and I live together."
Like, yeah, it's my homie.
Yeah.
And
He's,
he-
right now.
he's originally from
Jason,
McKinney.
hey, what you doing?
my
I got my
boyfriend's in love with
boyfriend
you.
Sad.
You want to see that?
Pull it out.
That's
You're like,
awesome.
I'm not jealous because you could never get it.
Yeah, no. And he's straight, but
Oh, okay.
Andy Bean is straight too. But I had a huge crush on him. He's cute as fuck. Andy Bean. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All these people.
Greg Knox.
Freaking crushes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how was your week, Michael?
You know, after this conversation,
They took it down.
yeah,
Slide.
no, it's no. I had a good week. I've just been really kind of taking care of like doing that thing from Parks and Recreation, which you probably don't even know this reference because you don't watch the show. But you know, treat yourself. So I've been doing things.
I do know that scene.
Okay. Yeah. So
Treat yourself.
yeah, I've been doing things like I've been like taking myself to the movie or like doing things which I mean I've always done, but like I'm focusing on things that make me happy.
Yes.
So it's like, what makes you happy? Go to a movie by yourself. Which seems.
What did you see?
Well, I haven't
I
seen.
actually think that means you're happier when you go do things by yourself.
I love being by myself.
That
but
means
I'm-
you don't
I
need
like
other
going to the
people to
movie.
dictate your happiness.
I'm
do
gonna be
too.
honest, because I got sick and tired of waiting on people to go see the movies I want to see. I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna go see it by myself.
Me
I see
too.
movies by myself.
I love going. To
I
movies
just
by
roll
myself.
up and just go give me a blanket and sit down with my movie, honey.
I'm the same way. But some people are like, oh, I could only go with other people. It's like,
No,
you're not
I
talking
can
to
do the movies. It's hard to do the restaurant thing by myself.
I like restaurants by myself. I'm weird though. I'm a weirdo.
Like, I'm just gonna stay on my phone the whole time, so I might as well just order the food to go.
I like going out to a restaurant, treating yourself to like a nice meal, and I don't know. I just I'm doing
Treated
things for
myself to
myself.
a nice meal on Friday,
Yeah,
Saturday, last night. Had Gloria's. It was nice.
Gloria's is fun.
Yeah.
I like a good steakhouse. Like I love going to Bob's Chop House.
I need to go to Longhorn Steakhouse.
Yeah, I've never been, but I know of
I've
it.
been.
I went to one when we went to Austin. It was so freaking good.
Yeah, I believe
and
it.
it's good. It's like priced well.
Yeah,
It's not like overly priced.
yeah.
And they have the most amazing Brussels sprouts. So
Oh, I love a good Brussels
yeah,
sprouts.
theirs are delicious. So
I know I'm craving steak. I also haven't eaten all day, so I'm craving. Right now,
Now we just-
I'm craving liver. at
my
this
whole
point.
mouth is filled up
But
with
yeah.
saliva.
But yeah, pick up, Michael. Treat yourself.
Yeah, treat yourself.
What about
That's
you,
my
Joe?
week. What about your week?
My week, pretty chill. I book update. I'm reading Neon Gods by Katie Roberts. Let me double check the name of the author just to make sure. Yes, Katie Robert, no S. That's what I'm reading right now. Pretty chill at work because I'm through the busy part of the month, which is the very end, the very beginning, those 2 weeks. So I'm over that hump. So that's going well.
Oh, okay.
What else? Oh, and I've been enjoying because now Cowboy Carter dropped with Beyonce. So it's been about 2 weeks. And so I've been enjoying that coming through on my timeline. And she has a lot of really great songs on it. And then also because of that coming through on my timeline, I've actually seen a lot of other Black country artists come through on my timeline too.
That's
so I'm
cool.
just like, I didn't know there was that many Black people in country music. So I was
are.
just like,
Yeah.
this is really good. So I've been enjoying seeing that come up on my For You page. So I tend to make sure I stay on the page and listen to the song when I do see a Black country artist come along. I'm
That's
just
cool.
like, oh my gosh, this is so good.
So the crazy part is that I saw someone was going on a rant about Beyonce going into country and how she's not country because she's black. I was like, oh.
It's just ironic. It's so comical that they say that.
It's just the thing about the girl was clearly, because she was just like, yeah, you're not country. Like, maybe your ancestors were, but they were picking cotton. I was like, oh.
Yeah. And you know, I believe she's in a nursing program in college. And they're like, yeah, you can't, clearly you're a racist. So you're a danger going into the medical field. Because I, as a black person, if that's the person who's treating me, I can't.
Like, why would you go online and say it, bro? And they said straight up, that's the kind of racist you want. The ones that are put their shit out on front street. Tell us you are.
You're honest.
But I just thought it was crazy because you said that. But
yeah.
Anyways, guys, we're going to jump into our main topic when we get back. We're going to take a quick break. Now that we kind of figured out how our weeks went. We'll be right back. Okay, so we're back and we are talking about one of the hottest topics this week, or one of the biggest current events this week. OJ Simpson died.
He did. Mm-hmm.
So just so everybody knows, he did pass away of cancer. Mm-hmm. So I think that's sad regardless. Cancer's a bitch. Fuck cancer, right? Yeah, totally. But obviously with OJ Simpson and being who he is, everybody had a reaction to his death, right? Some people were sad about it. Some people were overjoyed about it. Some people were neutral about it.
Yeah.
The overjoyed is a little like, okay.
Yeah. No, for sure.
All right, guys. Like, and then the biggest thing, or not the biggest thing, one of the big things that came out of it is Caitlyn Jenner, who's controversial at best.
Yeah.
Like, you constantly are saying shit that you shouldn't say, but whatever.
Yeah.
Came out and said, what, good riddance or something like that. Yeah. And I'm just like, it's just like one of those things, like, whatever happened to if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
Yeah.
Like, you can have your opinion about it, and it's your opinion to have. I don't have the same experience with OJ as you do.
Right.
But why?
Mind you, they were friends. Before the trial, they were friends.
Oh, before the trial?
I didn't know they were friends. I just knew they knew each other.
Yeah, I think they were all friends with OJ, including Kris Jenner. You know, they were all friends with him.
With Nicole and OJ, which is funny. I find it weird. So Robert, Kris, I mean, they went on vacations together with OJ and Nicole, Robert and Kris, and then whenever they got a divorce and she was with Kris, yes, they were friends, and I think maybe their sports connection, maybe they were able to be friends through that as well.
That makes sense.
I'm like, it makes me wonder. I'm like, so did you and Rob, Kris and Rob, did y'all know that he was beating Nicole the whole time? Because I don't think I could be friends with somebody like this is before them getting a divorce. I'm like, this is a domestic violence situation. I don't think I could be friends. I could be friends with Nicole. I don't think I could have been friends with OJ.
Right.
So I've been in a situation, a couple, where I've had friends that have had abusive relationships, and I've known the significant other. It's hard. It is a very hard thing to navigate, because at the same time,
it's a package deal.
It is a package deal. Like, you can't really, when somebody's with the person that's abusing them, it's hard to be like, well, I don't want to be around you when they're with you, because then that only strains the friendship, and eventually the friendship is so strained that you don't see them at all, and then you leave that friend to their own devices with this person that's abusing them.
Yeah.
So it's hard to navigate and say, do you want to walk away? Now, I've also seen situations where they were abusive, but then the woman was almost the antagonizer in the abuse.
Right. Oh, okay. Right.
So you see that abuse and see him. I don't necessarily seen it. I mean, I have, but even if you see it, it's like, you literally, you can't, I don't want to say egg on, but you literally like poked the bear for like an hour or two before it got physical. I'm like, why? So it's like, it's a part of that in that particular situation with that particular friend. But there are other ones where I'm like, yeah, no, girl, you got to get out. But it's hard to say that to somebody, because it's, do you leave Nicole alone?
Okay, so I've never had the situation where I've been friends with somebody who I actively knew was in a domestic violence situation. But I will say this, if I knew somebody that was, I would fear for my own safety personally.
Well,
as
it's
well.
not usually them trying to abuse women
No.
in general. It's usually the significant other, and that's what I'm saying. It's hard because if you bring it up to that friend when they're staking around, you're going to strain your relationship with them.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I would fear. Not only would I fear retaliation, maybe because I would definitely want to talk to that friend. Hey, this isn't a good situation. This may end really bad for you. I would then fear retaliation from the domestic partner that. Why are you telling her to get rid of me, or encouraging her to leave me, and feel like, well, if he's doing this to you and he supposedly loves you, what is he going to do for somebody who really pisses him off?
Right.
And may have even less regard for my life. And I guess for me, because we've seen several situations where the friend that helps out ends up getting astray and gets in the crossfire. And that has happened multiple times where family members are, we've talked about this before in the podcast. We talked about, this is probably one of the early episodes, I think within the first 10 or so episodes, when we talked about family annihilators and how it's mostly men. And you'd be surprised how many of those family annihilators not only kill their spouse and their children, but they also kill siblings and in-laws. I was like, damn, I would just hate to be caught up in, maybe I'm trying to give a safe place for that person to be, and then I end up getting caught up. And
so again, I get what you're saying, but then do you walk away? Like if I'm in an abusive relationship, you walk away?
From you, no. But maybe for an acquaintance or a friend, maybe. I mean,
I think it gets to a certain point where you walk away, like after you kind of said your piece, or if it gets to the point where you come at me, like, as much as like the Tina Turner movie, like when her friend was like always defending her, and then he hit the friend, and she was like, "You only got to hit me once. I'm out."
That's true. Yeah.
Like you can't hit me too. Like I'm definitely out at that point, and if you aren't leaving with me, I can't stay.
Right. Yeah.
So, but at the same time, if it hasn't gotten to that point with me, I'm going to at least try to support you as best I can. Even if it's from a distance, even if it's, hey girl, if you ever need anything, you always can call me.
Yeah. I would think it would have to be, because people always say the most dangerous time for somebody who's in a domestic violence situation is when they leave. And so I think it's one of those things that we maybe I have to be assistance in secret, just to kind of, for my own personal safety, because these,
and the ones I have seen, it's not been like I'm an abusive person that fronts to the world that I'm an abusive person. So a lot of times it would never be in front of anybody, and it would only be with that friend. Yeah. So there's that too, and now you're going off of what she says, and I say I've seen both. I've seen it to where both people antagonize the situation. I've seen it to where the other person, like the woman, was definitely not abusive. I've seen it to where, and he would be abusive to her. I've seen it to where she was more verbally abusive and almost physical, and then he would not do anything. So I've seen it all. So I think it's hard to say how you would react in every situation. I think it's a case by case.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Case by case.
So I mean,
there's some friends I would never walk away from. I'd probably try to bust down their door to beat his ass.
Same.
Yeah, because we've discussed this in length as far as first of all, the impact of the whole OJ Simpson trial with they had the celebrity factor, the true crime factor to it, and how the trial lasted about 9 months, and how that completely dominated everyone's life that entire time, and how the whole court TV and us seeing trials now being live broadcast to lots of people online. It started with it truly was the trial of the century, and it's one of those, like, you had to be there. It's one of those things where, do you remember when, the OJ trial, or we all have those memories, those people who are young enough to remember. Right. And then it's kind of like, you have OJ, you have September 11th. There's just so many different, like, life altering situations. And I think the OJ trial is definitely one of those moments. Totally. And so it completely changed. We definitely had the conversation about police corruption,
Right.
celebrity, domestic violence.
Right.
There was a lot of different factors that went into it, and then of course you put a spotlight on the criminal justice system. Now Janice and Michael talked about this in their podcast and was shocked that Janice wasn't 100% like.
Okay. I'm gonna jump in.
Okay.
So yes, me and Michael talked about. So me and Michael used to have our podcast. I'm so sorry. What?
Yeah, which was so great.
So
You missed
funny.
out.
Such a good title too. I'm so sorry. What? But we talked about OJ one time, and Michael was very. He's like, I'm sorry. You don't think he did it? I was like, listen, I don't know if he did it, but I don't know for sure he did. So that's why I'm just like on the fences. But I think it's sad that. His death, like a lot of people are like, yeah, fuck you, but I'm like, the man still died. I mean, and at the end of the day, we don't know if he did it. Well, some people just swear they know. So
not 100. We don't know. With like I said, and I feel the same way Janice does, and I think that do I think he's 100% innocent? Absolutely not. I think he had something to do with what happened. Am I 100% convinced he had the knife and actually stabbed these two people? I'm really 50-50 on it. I'm like, could he have done it? Could he not have done it? I was just like, just going through the
let's just say
evidence.
He did a very good job of hiding a lot of evidence.
Yeah, he did.
So if it's an act of crime, which is what they say, but based off of the crime scene, how much time was there to think about? I don't know.
Either he was a criminal mastermind or he really didn't have.
Yeah, I can't say he
it.
had nothing to do with it, and that's why I agree with Jillian in the sense that he might have found out who did it afterwards,
Right.
And it might have been somebody that he knew to where he's like, well, I already went through the trial, I already went through everything. They already think it's me. Let's just try and beat it. Who knows? And I feel like there's a rumor or there's the speculation that it was his first son that committed the murders.
That's a conspiracy theory.
It's a theory.
Sure.
Yeah. So I do think it's sad that well, I don't know. I think it's sad anybody dies.
Right.
Including Nicole when she died. So it's sad.
Yeah, of course.
And so I'm just like, with OJ, everybody has their opinions and they're like, good, he died. But I mean, he also was a father and he also had grandchildren. And there are people who are really affected by his death.
Right.
Just like the same people were really affected by Nicole's death and she shouldn't have died.
Right.
So.
And it makes me think of Jean-Benet Ramsey because it was around that same time-ish that, Jean-Benet Ramsey, for those of you that are maybe a little younger than us, Jean-Benet Ramsey was a prominent young beauty pageant child.
Toddler and Tiara's.
Yes, exactly.
That was her thing. I think she was only 6 years old when she died.
She was 6. Yeah, she was. Yeah, and it was around the same time as the OJ case. And there were so many conspiracy theories about, it was her parents, it was her brother, because without getting into too much detail, she died in a very bizarre way, which I feel is...
what was the way?
She was hit in the head with a rock in the garage while they were having a party upstairs. There was a Christmas party.
So that's why they think it's the brother.
A lot of people thought it was the brother because they were like
an accident.
Right.
And of course they would
and
cover
the
up their
parents tried to cover it up. That's what a lot of people believed. And a lot of people think it was actually the mother by herself. And then there are people that think it was both the parents, that the brother had nothing to do with it. But
why would the parents want to kill their daughter?
Well, that's just it. But there were a lot of facts, like there were no snow footprints. It was snow. They lived in Aspen in Colorado. And it was pitch. I mean, it was Christmas Day, literally. And there was a party, and there was so much snow, but there were no footprints leading up to the garage, and that's where she was killed. And there was a note that said, "We have your daughter," that was found on the stairs because it was made to look like a kidnapping that went astray. So no one really knows if it was a kidnap that went wrong.
I think it's crazy they never really figured out.
They never figured it out.
What happened to her.
And there was a man that said he killed her, which ended up being false. He was just obsessed with her. There's just so many conspiracy theories. So we'll never know. I mean, no one will ever know except, unfortunately, Jean-Benet. But
it just shows you that when you think about it, whether it's OJ or with JonBenet, a lot of times, unfortunately, I'm getting spoiled by Law and Order and SVU. These cops really don't be solving them crimes very often.
Okay, so that's my whole. Okay, and I feel like people go hard for these. Like, I'm like, I get it. Like, Nicole shouldn't have died, but I'm like, I don't know if it's because of the celebrity of who OJ was, but I'm like, there's been plenty of people who have been on trial who pretty much seem like they did it, and they get an innocent verdict, and nobody talks about it with the longevity they have with OJ. Mm-hmm. Like, nobody. Like, and one person I thought about, I was trying to think about a person, Brock Turner. Like, Brock Turner for sure did it, and he was protected. And is it because she's not as famous as Nicole? It's because she didn't die. She was still violated.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And from my understanding, he did it again. He went to another school and had another accusation. I
hadn't heard that.
Yes.
I hadn't heard that.
So I'm just like, it's a youth. Like,
well, wasn't he? Oh, they caught him like somebody. Whenever Brock Turner was doing his thing, somebody actually caught him and scared him away. Helped the victim. Wasn't he convicted? It's just he ended up only serving like 3 months.
No, he didn't get. He got probation.
Yeah, if you recall, the court, the judge said,
no,
this would ruin his life.
They did not want him to ruin his life.
The judge literally said the words, but this would ruin his life.
He got probation. That's it.
Yeah, but he did get convicted. He's just
no. If I recall, if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to misquote.
No, it was bad.
I'm pretty sure
he literally
did
had no consequences for what he did.
Yeah, the judge literally said this would ruin his life.
This is ruin his life, and because basically, to me, what he said is, I know he's guilty, but this one mistake shouldn't ruin his life. Yeah, that's how it came off.
He got a 6-month sentence
that he never ended up having to go behind bars for.
He didn't serve any. He was on probation.
Okay, so California judge's decision to give former Stanford University swimmer a 6-month jail sentence for sexually assaulting an unconscious woman. So he was found guilty. He
never served any time.
And I think he was only in jail for like 3 months.
I didn't even know it was that long.
I didn't even think it was that long.
The prosecutors asked for 6 years. I think it said Turner's father, who dismissed his son's crime as 20 minutes of action. It was his father that was doing a victim impact story.
He was caught by good Samaritans while assaulting a young woman, and ended up serving just 3 months of his. So he did serve 3 months out of his 6-month sentence.
Wow, poor baby.
Exactly. The judges in the case was the subject of a successful recall effort 2 years later. And Turner, as far as we know,
must be nice,
had moved back to Ohio and registered it. So he did have to register as a sex offender.
There's that. But yeah, I think when it comes to the whole Nicole, and somebody had pointed this out, they felt like a part of it, as far as this how salacious this was.
Speaking of, just really quick, in 2018, Turner also tried to appeal his conviction on the basis he was only engaged in outer course or dry humping.
Oh my God.
So you actually felt like that was good.
You're still admitting it.
So you admitted that you assaulted her, just not through intercourse.
Yeah.
It's repulsive.
She had dirt in her body. Like, get out of here.
Yeah. So yeah, and as far as the OJ thing, I think a part of it too, why it was so polarizing as far as like black versus white and everything like that. This is also the time not long before we had the Rodney King incident as well. I think that created a lot of racial tension as well.
For sure.
So I think as far as OJ, like I said, when he died, I'm like, oh, okay. He was 76, so it wasn't like he was.
It's not like you were happy about it. But
yeah, it's not like we weren't happy, but it was just like it's a part of life. Somebody did point out that every single person on his defense team have all passed away from some form of cancer. At the end of the day, I think when it comes to OJ, there's a lot of different factors like that. Why we ended up with the end result that we got, and part of it is because of I don't think the police did a very good job. I think there is an issue with corruption. 2, I think money definitely played a factor, because if he wasn't as wealthy he was and have this dynamite defense team, he definitely would have been found guilty, because people were like, well, we'll just err on the side of caution and just found him guilty. But I think
it was too public to air.
It was too public
to just go off of maybes.
Yeah, and I think and
because you got to really think about it. This was one of the most public court
Yeah,
cases
absolutely.
of the times. Like
Of
it
all
wasn't
times,
even
one of the most,
it wasn't even like a thing for them to air court cases at that time
No, it
until
wasn't, yeah.
his case.
Right.
So I think as far as his long-term impact, that when it comes to crime, true crimes and all that stuff, I think OJ definitely had an impact, and not in a good way, unfortunately. And like I said, I still feel like all these years later, I can't 100% without a doubt saying for sure he was involved. He's the one that stabbed these two people. And for me, I think if you're on the jury, if there's a possibility, or if there's a reasonable possibility, whenever I've been on jury, they're like, it has to be a reasonable possibility, and not as far as like, if there's a 1% chance, there's a possibility he didn't do it, so I have to set him free.
Unreasonable doubt.
Yeah.
So is a reasonable, like, so for me, like I said, I feel like there's a 50-50 chance that he did or didn't do it, or if he was played a factor after the fact. To say he was 100% innocent, like I had nothing to do with this, I have no idea what happened, I have no idea who did it, I in my heart do not believe that. But when my doubt comes in is that was he the one that actually stabbed both of them, and that's where my doubt
that's
lies.
what he was on trial for, is
exactly
murder, not conspiracy, not any of that. So
Michael, what are your last thoughts?
My last thoughts are, I have my opinion, which is
Michael thinks he did it.
I think he did it, and clearly no one knows except Nicole and I just forgot his name, the guy.
Ron.
Thank you,
Ron Goldman and OJ.
And so no one will know, just like JonBenet. But
that's true.
I'm a firm believer, and I know this may seem kind of like new age, but there are certain things in life that and then there are certain things you're like, oh, I don't know about that. But there's certain things that you're like, I just feel that with everything I've been presented, it's not like I'm just like, oh, I think he did it. No, it's like with everything I've seen and the research I've done, the knowledge I know, I'm not saying I have the answer. I'm by no means. Who am I? I'm not a lawyer. I wasn't there.
You're not God.
I'm not God.
That 40-year-old version.
So I definitely don't know, but if you ask me, do you think OJ did it? Absolutely, yes, I do.
But that's what I think. I think saying, do you think he did it, is exactly the question that should be
right.
had,
And I'm not.
Did he do it? Oh, he did it. No matter what. Like no matter what anybody says, he did it. I'm like,
right. And I'm not here celebrating his death. I'm not. I have posted a couple comedians making comments about him because I think it's funny, but I don't. Like celebrate it. So anyway.
No, I mean, I think that's our thoughts on it. I mean, again, the man passed away. I don't think it's a celebration for his death, but that's just a me thing. I don't celebrate anybody's death like that, but I can't say that.
Yeah, there's one person I would, but we're not going to talk about that.
Like Brock Turner, he could go.
Yeah, no, there's one person I will he could go. I will, if I ever find his grave, I'll definitely tap dance on that hoe.
Who's that?
Let's just say it rhymes with bottled Drump.
Rhymes with plump. I mean, even that, listen.
I will definitely pop it.
Yeah, I'm with Jillian on this one.
I'm not popping bottles. I'm not popping big bottles or nothing, but he could go.
Jillian and I can pop bottles.
He could go. He could go.
Yeah, I wouldn't miss him.
Anyways, guys, we're going to get out of here before we offend any more people. And we're going to get out of here and see you guys. Hope you guys have a good week. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
And that's a wrap on the latest episode of Let Me Finish. Thank you guys for joining us for another week and listening to the latest episode. Don't forget, go like, share, and subscribe on your favorite platforms. And you guys can also follow us and see us on different platforms. I am on Instagram, and that's going to be Uniquely Janice. And then I'll also be on TikTok, Janice H, GENICEH. Michael, where can they find you?
I'm only on Instagram, and it's Kasra Salimi. And by Kasra Salimi, I mean Kasra Writes, because I changed it and I just forgot. So it's KASRA Writes, WRITES.
Yes. Jillian, where can we find you?
Instagram as well, and it's New Jillian Who Dis.
New Jillian Who Dis. All right, well, we will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.